So it's the first Sunday of the year, and we are doing our traditional letter writing. So I want to harken back, though, to last week when we did the burning bowl. As we were doing the burning bowl, I know many of you were part of that. As we were doing that, we asked people to consider the possibility of releasing something and then greeting the new year with a very fresh mind. And that we will be finding a way to realize our dreams this year. Now, to do that, I'm going to be inviting you to consider this well-known practice of making these SMART resolutions. SMART, meaning that they help you use your best intentions to come into fruition. So the first thing is the S. The S stands for specific. Now, in particular, you're going to want to know be quantifiable. Somehow you can put a number on it and a date in which it will have come about. Now, if you think about that, the specificity, I can almost say that word, will bring a focus to what you're doing. And when you do that, then it's really important that you break it down into smaller parts. Seeing incremental improvement helps you stay motivated to do it. So it has to be specific, and you have to make it meaningful to you. If it's meaningful to you, you will also continue to work at it even when you have setbacks. Everybody in almost every field of endeavor has a setback. But if it means something to you, then you'll be interested enough, you'll be motivated enough to do something about it, to come back from your setback or from your failure. So first you make it specific, and then but it also needs to be meaningful. And then it also needs to be achievable. Now, of course, in Unity, we say, if it's possible for anyone, it's possible for me. But the achievable aspect doesn't mean you can't have very high and lofty, long-range goals, but it should be something that you can build momentum toward those goals, rather than being stuck with a giant goal far out there and your present condition that does not reflect it very much. Make the goals achievable so that you develop a sense of momentum, like you're moving toward that. You're actually getting closer. You can see that I've done this, and now I can do that, and now I can do the next thing. The next thing is that it needs to be relevant. And if you want your goals to really work with you, then what you do is you make it relevant to everything else that you have going on. It fits in. It's a lifestyle. It's not like, as Mark Twain said, be wary of endeavors that require new clothes. Does it fit in your lifestyle? So you're going to make it relevant. And then you also want to make sure that it is coming back to the measurable, that you come back to it. You set the parameter of time. How long are you going to be on this journey to this goal? Most goals that are really worth achieving cannot be done in a few days. That's just the way it is. Nothing great gets done alone, and nothing great gets done in a few days. They might culminate in a few days, and it might culminate with one person standing on the mountaintop, but basically it's a community. So remember that as you're making this set of goals, that you're going to need to figure out how you can involve your community and how you can gather enough willpower to keep it up long enough to reach your goal. So I'm suggesting that this year, especially since we're not meeting together, that you keep your letter with you and that you read it once a week to make sure that you're on target and that the goals that you have set still work for you, that they're still meaningful, that they still resonate with your life. And in so doing, you can evaluate your goals. If you do that, then you might need to readjust. You might need to make them larger or in a slightly different direction, or for some way you need to come up a more inventive way of getting this to happen. I think this gives us even greater chance of succeeding. So if you add those evaluate and readjust, then you get an ER, and now you have smarter goals. So my idea is that you will keep this letter with you. You may even take more than a few minutes to write it. You may want to take some real deep self-reflection. I think one of the things that we're going to find is as we pay attention to our emotional state during this next year, as we pay attention to releasing what has kept us from achieving in the past, as we align our life in a more coherent way, this year might have the potential to produce some radical changes within us and radical changes within our world. May you enjoy this year, and may this feel like this world is supporting you in your quest because it wants you to be you. Let's not try to be someone else. Let's not try to achieve goals that aren't of any value to us deeply. Let's be very specific about them. Let's make sure that we make a plan, a long-term plan that breaks it down into the steps to how we get there. And then let's begin. And involve your community, those people who can help you and are willing and able to help you, involve them in it so that this becomes a success not just for you, but for everyone in the community. Let's all have that experience as we go into this year. Come to completion with your heart's desire and see how you feel this time in 2022.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go.